It's not a game, it's a rich.
What is up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. So good to see you guys again. I'm giving you cap action. In today's video, we are going to be ranking Sia's best album. This is so crazy because I meant to do this like a long time ago. I don't know why I never got around to doing it. I was just listening to a Sia album and I was like, wait, did I ever do a video where I ranked her albums? And I didn't, and so here we are now. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that many people who listen to like Sia's music as much as I do. A lot of people know her from like Chandelier and like a lot of her newer work, but I don't know if a lot of people know like her older work as well. So if you find this video by any chance and you're like a Sia fan or whatever, then I think you're gonna get a kick out of this video. If you're not, then just stay a while. Like, you can watch, you can see like what we're talking about. It's cool. First things first, let's acknowledge that she was dead wrong for the movie that she made. Like, I'm not even, me and Lana Del Rey too. Like, I had to say something. Like, I wanted to rank her albums, but I had to say something about the post that she made last year or 2 years ago, whatever. Yeah, I acknowledge it, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, but at the end of the day, those are two people who are like, well, Lana Del Rey I don't listen to anymore, but Sia, like, I quite like her music. But that doesn't mean that, like, I condone what she's done. But either way, let's get into ranking the albums. So, disclaimer, I'm not gonna rank her live albums. I'm not gonna rank her compilation album, and I'm not gonna rank her Christmas album. I guess for obvious reasons, I don't think her Christmas album should really be ranked with her regular albums. If you disagree with me, so be it, but it is what it is. Yeah, and that's that on that. So let's get started. So my hold up a sec. Okay, so starting with the bottom rank, I guess. So number 6, We Are Born from 2010. So at the bottom of the list. All right, so We Are Born. Why am I ranking it the last one? Mostly because her other albums are better. I've always felt like from We Are Born, like it was kind of a weird album. Not in the sense that like the music was weird or like the sounds were weird or something, where the sounds were like overly like you know what I mean, like strange, but it was in between, like some people have real problems, and in between like 1,000 Forms of Fear, and it was just kind of awkward. A lot of the tracks on there were, poppy tracks. Like, they didn't really have, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say they didn't have that much meaning because I didn't write it, but there's like a whole, if you listen to the album, you can kind of tell what I'm talking about. Like, the beginning starts off strong with like the fight. I love the fight. Clap Your Hands is good. Stop Trying, I like it. You've Changed are good. And then personally, I feel like from like Be Good to Me until Cloud, I like Cloud, but from Be Good to Me to Bring Night to Hurting Me Now to Never Gonna Leave Me, like, they all kind of blend as the same song. Not like sonically, but just kind of like she knocked all these songs out in like 10-20 minutes, like 4 of these songs. So I don't really feel it for them. I feel like in the club or whatever, like, or if you're outside, they're good songs to listen to, but they kind of hurt the album a bit. I like Cloud quite a bit. I'm in Here. I feel like I'm in Here was supposed to be a what's that song that's really popular that everyone knows her for? Breathe Me. I feel like I'm in Here was supposed to be a Breathe Me, but it was okay. I've never been a really big fan of I'm in Here. The Codependent I enjoy. It's a nice, fun song. Big Little Girl is probably my favorite song on the album. Big girl, little girl, you're there. I love that song, Big Girl, Little Girl. And Oh Father, I didn't realize, but I believe it's a cover of Madonna's song. And it was so strange because when I first listened to it, knowing like a lot about Sia, I'm like, this is a weird song for her to write. I know she's had like father issues, but this is a weird song for her to put out because she, like, it's not like her to make a song like this and then come to find out that it was a Madonna cover. So there's my intuition. Overall, it's not a very, it's a okay album. The songs that are good, like my favorite songs from this are The Fight, Clap Your Hands, You've Changed, Big Girl, Little Girl. But everything else is like a throwaway. I don't revisit this album that much. Sad to say, I feel like this album could have been great with The Fight, with Clap Your Hands, You've Changed, Be Good to Me, Cloud, I'm in Here, Codependent, and Big Girl, Little Girl. I feel like those would have been fine, but everything else kind of drag it. Even with those, it wouldn't have been an amazing album, but like, wouldn't have been as much of a chore to listen to. But that's why this album for me is a number 6. Number 5, the next album on my list, I'm gonna give it to Healing is Difficult. It kind of hurts to put this album as number 5 because I quite enjoy this album and I love what she did with this album, especially like with the interludes and I like the jazziness of it. It's a really good album. Putting it as number 5 is not a knock to this album. It's just, I visited the other ones a little more. The other ones impacted me a little more. So Healing is Difficult started out with Fear. I love the song Fear. I like the little background things going on. Drink to Get Drunk, I like that song. Taken for Granted, I like that song. Blow It All Away, I love that song. Probably my favorite song on the album. Get Me, I like that song. I'm Not Important to You, I love that song. Sober and Kiss is a good song. Healing is Difficult is a good song. Judge Me is okay. Little Man, I was addicted to it when I first heard it. And then Insidiously, I love that song. This is a very, very, very strong album and very impressive because it's one of her earliest works. So honestly, a lot of props to Healing is Difficult. I don't really have any critiques of it, to be honest. I don't have any critiques of it. It's a really good album. It's very much of its time, and it still sounds good today. As I said before, I just like the other albums a little bit more, but I really like what she was saying in this album. My favorite song, again, Blow It All Away. A song that I could have dropped. I wouldn't drop any songs, to be honest. It's not that long of an album, and I feel like it's fucking Motorcycle Outside. I feel like all of them are pretty important to probably what she was going through at the time. So very, very strong album. My number 3rd favorite album by Sia is Color the Small One. I was quite surprised to see Color the Small One this low because I always thought that it was her best album, or at least the one that was most impactful to me. It's such like a vibe kind of album. It's so what's the word? It's so low key. It's so calm. It kind of gets you in that mood. So Motorcycle. It starts out with Rewrite, which is a good song, a good introduction, and then we go into Sunday, and then Breathe Me. Breathe Me I was never that big of a fan of, but you know what? The Bully I liked a lot. Sweet Potato I like a lot. Don't Bring Me Down I like. Natalie's song is a good song. Butterflies totally can do without. Moon is a good song. The Church of What's Happening is a good song. Numb is okay. Where I Belong, my favorite song of the album probably. Broken Biscuit, I love Broken Biscuit, and I love Seashells. Strong album. It's a really good album, and like I said, I give a lot of credit to this album because it was able to create a vibe. Kind of a, I think at the time, maybe it wasn't super popular just because, it is such a vibe and it's such kind of a mellow vibe that I guess a lot of people wouldn't be into, but I like it a lot. I give artists a lot of credit for being able to put you into a zone when you're listening to it. A lot of music doesn't do that. A lot of music can't do that. So when I feel like an album can do that well, then I give a lot of credit to it. And I think Color the Small One does it really well. Like I said, my favorite song from the album could be The Bully or probably Where I Belong. Skips, Butterflies, and Numb. I consistently skip those songs. It is what it is. But Color the Small One, great album. My number 3 favorite album by Sia is 1000 Forms of Fear. I think 1000 Forms of Fear is an amazing, excellent album. I was going to put it higher, but the thing is, I don't really get that much emotion from 1000 Forms of Fear. Sia's really in her sort of her songwriter days, if that makes where she's writing songs for other people and she's using that in her music, and she's kind of quite blatant about it. So when you hear that, it kind of comes off when she sings in her albums. It kind of comes off as okay, is it I don't know how to describe it. So for me, it kind of loses a little bit of points from that. But other than that, it's a really strong. But other than that, it's a really strong album. We start off with Chandelier, which is a smash hit. Is my recorder on? Big Girls Cry, I love that song a lot. It has a lot of emotion behind that song. I love that song. Burn the Pages, I enjoyed. Eye of the Needle, such a good song, so beautifully produced. Hostage, I like. It's a cute song. Straight for the Knife, I can pass Straight for the Knife, but it's okay. Fair Game, also Fair Game and Straight for the Knife are kind of similar songs to me. Even though they don't sound the same, but they're kind of both she made the song in 5 minutes. Elastic Heart, great song, of course, obviously. Let me know, do you prefer Elastic Hearts with just Sia or with Sia and The Weeknd? I prefer the one with the Weeknd version. I think when The Weeknd comes in, it adds a lot to the song. Sia on the second verse doesn't really do much for me for some reason. Free the Animal, I love Free the Animal. It's so well produced. Fire Meets Gasoline, great song. Her vocals are great on it. Cellophane, an excellent song. And Dressed in Black is Dressed in Black is what I look for in an album closer. Like, just long, just like ad-libbing, just dramatic, just a lot going on. So A Thousand Forms of Fear for me, like, fills all the boxes for like a good pop album, honestly. Very few critiques. I think Straight for the Knife and Fair Game, more so Straight for the Knife. I think Straight for the Knife kind of drags the album down for me. I think Fair Game is good depending on the day. My favorite song off the album is probably Big Girls Cry or Cellophane. And then, yeah, great album. It's a really good album. This is when she really enters her pop star era. A Thousand Forms of Fear, like, very different from We Are Born. Like, even her whole persona is very different. She starts covering her face, and her music starts taking on like a quite dark sound to it starting from here. But I love it. It's a good song. It's a good album. Sorry. My number 2 favorite album by Sia is Some People Have Real Problems. I've always loved this album. This album has always been like so special to me because more so than it puts you in a vibe, I'd say this album takes you on a journey, which also is quite hard for an album to do. I feel like you go through like so many different stages in this album, and every time you listen to one song, you kind of want to listen to the whole album because it kind of takes you through like this road, this journey. Some People Have Real Problems is like very good, very well organized, and it's such like a sweet, like sappy, like good album. It's so different from like her current music, but it's so good. Little Black Sandals is such a good, cute song. Lentil, probably my favorite song on the album. It's such a cute song. Day Too Soon is such like a wedding song. Damn, my phone's about to die. You Have Been Loved is such a cute song as well. The Girl You Lost to Cocaine. The name is a bit much, but it's a cute song. Academia is a cute song. Not a strong song, but a good song. And she's very clever with her lyrics. I Go to Sleep, the vocals on it were great. Playground is a fun, cute song. Death by Chocolate, like the names on this song, like it's very playful, it's very kindergarten-y, but it's like she's giving you a lot of emotion on it. She's giving you a lot of like Death by Chocolate especially, where she's telling you like, I'm not even gonna go through it. I don't want to be sappy about it, but Death by Chocolate, I really recommend that song. Soon Will Be Found, like I was addicted to the song. You can check out the video on YouTube. I love that song. Electric Bird is such a good song. Beautiful Calm Driving, like perfect song if you want to be in a vibe. Lullaby is such a good song. I heard Lullaby the first time when I was watching The Big C. It's such a sad song, but it's kind of uplifting at the end. And then Buttons is a really it's not a really good song, but it's a fun song. It's a fun, cute song. She does fun, cute songs really well on this, but it's still taken seriously because the subject matter is quite not serious, but like, she's not really like, I don't know how to describe it. Listen to the album and you'll see what I'm talking about. Excellent album. There's a reason why it's number 2. As I said, my favorite song is probably Lentil or Death by Chocolate or Soon Will Be Found. Skips on this album, probably Playground, probably Academia. Those are more so Playground. Academia is okay. Academia could stay just because it's a clever song and like the lyrics are really clever, but Playground can really go. And then that brings us to our number 1 album by Sia, and for me, it's gonna be This Is Acting. Remember what I said earlier about her sort of era of just like super pop star writing songs for other people? Well, this is sort of like the pinnacle of it, and I think she's been quite brazen with the fact that like she wrote all of these songs for other people, but somehow even with that she somehow managed to write a better pop album than like most people can, and I give her a lot of kudos to this. This is actually the album I was listening to that made me remember to do this video because it's so good. Her vocals on this album have never been better. The production on this album is so minimal but so good. This album kind of reminds me, it's like the darkness of A Thousand Forms of Fear, but like the journey of not Some People Have Real Problems. It's not that much of a journey, but it's kind of like that for me. So Bird Set Free is such a beautiful song. Her vocals are amazing. Alive, a great song. Her vocals are amazing. A Million Bullets, her vocals are amazing. Move Your Body, it's such a good, fun dance song. Unstoppable, kind of corny for me, kind of cheesy for me, but it does get stuck in your head sometimes. Cheap Thrills, of course, there's nothing much to say about Cheap Thrills. Like, it's a smash. Reaper, Reaper is a good song. It's okay. House on Fire is so well produced and so well done. I love like the instruments and I love the sound of it. I love House on Fire. I want this song. I want that song to get more recognition. It's so good. Footprints is a really good, like kind of like sappy, a sweet, emotional song. Sweet Design. It's kind of like that club thought music. It's good. Like I'm not gonna lie. Sweet Design is a really good song, and I like what she does with her vocals on there. Broken Glass is Broken Glass isn't that amazing on its own, but as a pass through from Footprints to as a pass through from Sweet Design to Space Between, like it works very well. And then Space Between, the final song, the closer song, is really, really good. I love her vocals on it. This is Sia ballad. Like, I love Sia's ballads. Really, really excellent song. And then if you get the deluxe version, you hear The Greatest with Kendrick Lamar. I'm okay with that song. It's okay. Confetti, I love Confetti. Midnight Decisions is a good song. Jesus Wept, I love Jesus Wept. Very strong album. Like, as I said, her vocals on this album are amazing. The songwriting is great. The production is great on this album. I honestly don't have much negative things to say. As far as songs I can skip on the regular version of the album, I probably skip Unstoppable and Reaper the most. Like, they're catchy. They kind of get stuck in your head, but like, I wouldn't say that they're like particularly good songs, to be honest. My favorite songs from the album, honestly, the first 3 songs are a huge, like, really good songs. Move Your Body is a great song. The album starts off really strong until we get to Unstoppable, and then Cheap Thrills redeem us, and then Reaper kind of pulls us back down, and then we just go up from there until we get to Space Between. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. This is acting my favorite album, and she did that thing. She did her thing on that album, bro. She did her thing. Anyway, so that's the end of my... there's so much noise outside. Anyway, that's the end of my video. That's my rankings of Sia's albums. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, and we can chat down below. I want you guys to have a good rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, weekend, whatever. I'll come back to you guys with more rankings eventually in the future as they come to my head. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.